What up, YouTube? Today I'm coming at you with a car video and my very cheap, very primitive new dash mount because I've been getting a lot of requests for my safety. So if you're getting my eyeball and then audio, that's because my dash mount costs $1. So in full transparency, I know this isn't ideal, but it's still safer. I apologize for the background noise. Apparently the village decided my road needed to be a dirt road in the middle of the night. But I just wanted to give a quick little update on stuff that I've been noticing and or participating in the YouTube community. I'm gonna take a note from one of my new up-and-coming favorite YouTubers, Evangelina Scobb, and I'm gonna attempt to keep everything as unbiased as possible. And if I say something is my opinion, then it doesn't mean it should be taken as doctrine. So I'm gonna just kind of give a little bit of a weekly recap on stuff that I've noticed. Yesterday, for example, I listened to the first Julian cast without Jenna being present. If you're a big fan of Jenna Marbles or Julian Solomita, especially recently, although they've been doing this for a long time, you'll know about the Jenna Julian podcast that is on every Monday on YouTube. I live on the East Coast, so it's usually uploaded by about 4 or 5 o'clock. And this was just a really chill podcast. It was a little weird not having the song and the back and forth and the banter, but he's using a Discord server to get questions from his audience that may be listening, to have some back and forth with the audience, similar to what he does on Twitch, although it's not immediate results of back and forth, obviously, unless he were to go live, which would be a totally different thing. But I overall enjoyed it. I enjoyed this chill, softer side of Julian. He answered some questions about motivation and just seemed to have some really good advice, and he seems very relaxed on camera and still able to talk to people in spite of Jenna taking a social media hiatus, which is until further notice. Last week, in more YouTube recap, we received information from Morphe, a makeup company, that they may be dropping Jeffree Star permanently, although given the tweet that was tweeted out said something a little misleading in company logo, lingo, sorry I can't talk right now, company lingo. It is not necessarily alluded to that it would be permanent. However, since that tweet, Jeffree Star has come out with a statement on his cosmetics website basically saying that for all intents and purposes they've parted ways. We'll keep more on that development in our Tuesday video, and I just realized I said Thursday was going to be the serious video, but I wanted to get a video in on all these different talking points before I forgot them. Let's see, other YouTube news. Let's see, Unis Honest is still going strong for those of you into Crank gameplays or Markiplier or anything like that. Go ahead and check out the Unis Honest YouTube channel. Jacksepticeye is on his month-long hiatus still, and I'm not sure if there's anything else to talk about. Oh, we'll talk about our 3 ghosts, and the reason I say 3 ghosts is because Jenna kind of took accountability and pulled herself off the internet, whereas the 3 ghosts, actually, let's go ahead and get into it. 4 or 5 ghosts at this point, because there's people that have put out statements that make it sound like they don't know whether or not they're going to make videos again, and there's people that have just vanished. So let's get in on the topic of the first ghost that I want to discuss, which is Gabbie Hanna. Now, Gabbie Hanna put out a Box of Thoughts podcast titled Enough, in which she offloaded just just a ton of trauma. She was very angry. She was very accusatory, and whether these accusations are true or not, she seemed to not be in the best mental state. Irene and Peyton were both very supportive, but I think for her mental health, and without necessarily coming out and saying for her mental health, she has taken a hiatus from social media. You go to download any tweets on her Twitter feed and it says trouble loading page. You go to look at any YouTube videos and there are no recents aside from videos related to her music videos. You go to the podcast, there's no new podcast as of yesterday. I don't know if one's been posted yet, but after the Enough podcast, they just kind of stopped appearing. So we'll see if Gabbie comes back with new content. Usually when Gabbie Hanna does something like this, where she goes something like through a season of emotions and through a season of like mental health difficulties, she does come back stronger and better than ever. But Gabbie Hanna is getting a lot of hate and a lot of call outs on the internet for some stuff that she's been doing and stuff that she's been talking about, and a lot of people are still calling her a liar and a manipulator. So we'll see how this has affected her mental health, which I'm suspecting is what's going on, and how long she continues to step away from the internet. The next one I really want to get into is Jeffree Star. Now, Jeffree Star hasn't taken a complete step back from the internet. There are photos of him with other people around, Black China, some other guy that I didn't bother to look up, and I'm sorry, but I can't remember his name. He made a questionable post about his grandmother with several different ages listed using an old photo, which just appears to be kind of a little bit odd. And he recently had a launch, but he did not even make a video promoting this launch, talking about this launch. But that's not the thing that I want to discuss with his disappearance. His disappearance is walking away from accountability. Now, this is what Shane and Jenna, although Jenna dug up her own videos, this is what Shane has gone through recently in his YouTube career, is people questioning a lot of his older videos and older behavior. Jeffree seems to be going through a similar time right now. He's just not responding to any of it. Now, there are a couple of possibilities of why this is happening, but I speculate that this is for legal reasons. When Tati came out with her video, she said she was consulting a legal team, and I expect that if Jeffree Star is concerned about, you know, possibly charges or possible lawsuits or anything like that, he would definitely be talking to a legal team, and that might be why he is silent, because he has so many people who have come out and had, you know, dirt and information on him and on behaviors that are not okay, and just on a general it seems like backstabbing and using of people. And I'm not saying that this is my honest opinion. I'm saying that's what it appears to be. He seems to be teaming up, and possibly there's a possibility that it's taking legal action at this point. Shane Dawson, after his blow up on Instagram Live, appears to have also stepped away from social media. I haven't checked out Ryland's Twitter after he blew up, or Ryland or Morgan's YouTube channels or their Twitter feeds, but I do know that Shane has taken a step back. He made an accountability video that he said was inspired by Jenna Marbles, and a lot of people took that to mean, oh, what, you can't man up and make one for yourself, you have to have the queen of the internet show you how to make an apology video. And even then, a lot of people are still questioning the motive behind that, and I'm not going to insert my opinion into this, but I think Shane just really feels like he is in trouble right now, and I think that he given the style and the editing and the amount of time and energy that has gone into his recent videos, I think he had already taken a step back from the internet, amidst, of course, also the Jeffree Star controversy. But I think he had taken a step back from the internet, and people have been, again, looking at old videos, asking him to take accountability, calling him racist, which a lot of his videos, for all intents and purposes, are racist. He built an entire character off of blackface, but he's made some questionable decisions these last couple of months, and he has also fallen off the social media radar. So with that being said, the last thing I kind of want to get into today is the DID community and sort of a mini update, because these are two people that I used to consider to be some of my favorite YouTubers, and unfortunately one of them was Team Piñata. Now, if you're following the controversy and just the general, bad decision making of their past, Team Piñata, otherwise known as Nan, they're non-binary. They had a YouTube channel that was out for a couple of years, basically talking about like day-to-day life with DID and their alters. It came out that in, I think they said 2010 in the videos, I'm not exactly sure what year these drawings were made on these websites, but basically what came out was that Nan was drawing CP and drawing characters in unusually sexual situations for commissions and things, and that Nan openly had a sneezing fetish, and fetish whatever you want, but don't profit off of it, and don't hide from it when people start asking you questions about it and things, if you're very much in the public eye about it. But also the CP, and I'm not going to censor this, I'm just going to give a trigger warning, the child porn coming from somebody who DID literally stems from childhood trauma. So if you're going to profit off of child porn, obviously there's going to be a lot of questions coming at you from your community that you are apparently trying to support. With the different accusations and the different, real evidentiary claims being made that, hey, this is wrong, you need to take accountability. Nan/Team Piñata have since pulled all their content off YouTube. They don't appear to be active on social media, and the recent statement put out was not really an apology. It was basically apologizing that people were triggered, which is not really an apology. It's not taking accountability. But they kind of pulled a similar thing that Disociadid pulled when they said we'll be taking a break from social media, but in another statement they were like, oh, we'll still be posting educational videos. They kind of pulled that same sort of a thing, but I'm not sure how that would look. I think it would look maybe like videos possibly with the comments turned off, given the sheer amount of people that are not okay with what they have done. A lot of people are doubting Disociatid's credibility, so I think that if she comes back, she might come back with videos with the comments turned off. As it is, if everyone remembers, they were both supposed to be involved in the Entitled to Life conference, which is a DID conference that was set to take place this upcoming fall, and I believe both systems have since pulled out of the Entitled to Life conference. I would honestly be very shocked if the Entitled to Life conference still happened, given that a lot of their headliners are pulled out, and a lot of systems are going through a lot of issues right now, and I'm not sure what kind of headspace people would be in to be in a large size conference, not to mention the obvious thing that we're in a pandemic right now, and a conference might not be able to be a reality. So with that being said, I think that covers just about everybody in social media that has gone on and Tana Mojo, but she's got a lot of stuff going on right now, and I just haven't really gotten a chance to click on her content. But as far as I know, I haven't seen any recent YouTube videos, and I think I follow her on Twitter. I'm not even sure at this point, but I haven't really been following her tweet activity. That might be an update for a different video. I know Amari's been pretty vocal on Twitter about there was one incident where he was getting bullied, and there was another statement that he put out that Tana wasn't racist against him, which, I mean, go off, but also Tana needs to take accountability for some of the stuff that she said in the past as well, and she appears to have continued to not do so, but that will be an update for a later video. In the meantime, I'm going to put a disclaimer similar to what they put in the T-Spill channel. Do not go to any of these channels, at least the ones that still exist, and share hate and promote hatred and post hateful comments or things. Just, you know, keep an open mind, do your own research, try to look at things from people's different perspective, and feel free to post opinions, but just try to be, you know, respectful and not hateful, would be my recommendation. So I know this was kind of long-winded, but I wanted to give a general YouTube update. Given the current situations, I've been spending a lot of my time on YouTube rewatching old Markiplier vlogs because he's not that problematic. So yeah, but watch some Markiplier. I don't know. Have a great day, everybody. We'll be back Thursday for another video. I'm not sure what that video will be about, but it'll probably just be me rambling in an iPhone 6 again. Yes, I do YouTube on an iPhone 6. Pray that my iPhone 6 doesn't just up and die at some point, because a new phone would be very expensive, and I'm pretty poor. But thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.